Hello, this is Elena with Black Sheep 303 Creative, and I got my package of pre-ordered items that I ordered way back in the beginning of February for Lawn Fawn, some of the Lawn Fawn things, so I had to use the Elphie Selfie stamp set that I just think is so adorable to make a card today. So I kind of love elephants, so I couldn't resist. And this was a little bit of the mock-up that I came up with on some scratch paper to decide how I wanted to stack these guys together. And since I have to do masking, I cut it out and then I kind of traced around it so I'd know where to place the mouse, because the mouse is the one that's going to get stamped first. And I think if I had to do it just like by guessing, I probably would have messed it up. So that's why I did it, why I kind of traced it first. Now I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I'm going to color these guys with my Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. So Tuxedo Black Memento is really great with those markers, doesn't smear. And now I have a mask for my mouse. I just cut it out of a Post-it note, and now I am stamping down the smaller elephant on top of the mouse. And by masking the mouse, it'll look like he's, sitting on him. Kind of cuts off the elephant's ears and stuff. So perfect. And same thing again, I've got a mask for the smaller elephant to stamp the bigger elephant below him, and then that will take care of the masking for this project. Super easy. And I only cut out like the parts where I really needed to, like around the bottoms of them, because that was where I knew I was going to need to have the detail, and otherwise I just left it blank. So super easy to make some masks. And now this is a balloon, and I'm stamping this on the mouse's tail, and then I'm going to stamp the cake on the elephant's trunk, so he's lifting up the cake, because this is going to be a birthday card. And the great thing is now it's all one layer, and I can just color it. So as I mentioned, I'm using my Spectrum Noir markers, and I'm going to have a lot of color on this card after I finish coloring these guys, so I decided I would make them basically all gray. So I started out with the base coat of IG1, and then IG2, and then I'm adding shadows with IG4, and then I'm going to like deepen those shadows with like a little bit of IG6. So I'm making a thinner line of IG6 in the same areas that I used the IG4. Then I'm going to come back with the IG4 and sort of blend that out a little bit. And then I'll come back with the IG2 and blend the entire thing out. And that's what really gets the smooth blend, is going over all of the colors with that original lightest color is what gets you the nice blend between the darks and the lights. And now I'm adding PP1 for a little bit of a pink ear and a pink cheek. And then I take some BG1, which is brown gray one, and I kind of go over the pink to kind of tone it down. And then I go over that again with the IG1, and that actually kind of tones the pink down so it's not too crazy on the elephants. And I will do the big elephant exactly the same way. And then for my mouse, I use the brown gray. So I use brown gray 1 as the first color. Then I add some shadows with BG2. Then I'm going to come back in with the BG4 to deepen up those shadows and make them a little bit skinnier. And then I will blend those all back out with the BG1. Basically same procedure I used on the elephants. And then I got my PP1 again, and I'm going to give him a little pink cheek and a little bit of pink ear, and I'll go back and blend that out again with the BG1 to kind of tone it down a little bit. Now I wanted the balloon to be yellow, so I used my CT2 and then CT4 for some shading. I wanted some really bright colors on the accessories. And then I used the CT2 for the flames on the candles with a tiny bit of OR1, which is an orange, just for the little dots. My candles are pink, so they're PP5. It's a pretty bright fuchsia. And then I wanted a green cake, and green is a little tricky. So I started off with CG1, and then I went to DG2, and that seemed a little bit too olivey. So I went to CG2 to try to tone it down and blend it back with CG1. And that seemed okay. So I wanted white frosting, so I'm adding just a little shading with IG1, and then I'm going to blend that out with the blender pen, just to make it, so it's all white basically on the top. And then I grabbed the DG3, which is a pretty dark green, but that seemed to do the trick for the shadows. And then I just blended that back out with the CG1, and I got the green that I wanted. So I was pretty happy with that. Now I also got these really cute dies from Lawn Fawn. I think this is the Happy 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 dies. There is a matching stamp set, but I only bought the dies. So it die cuts out these 3 versions of the word happy, and on the front of these I put Elizabeth Craft Designs double-sided adhesive sheets because I'm going to put some glitter on these. And then I cut 3 of each in white to layer them up and make them dimensional. Now the dies don't cut the tops of the A's out or the Y in that bigger one, so I had to take a scissors and cut that out, and I used a hole punch to punch holes in the A's where they don't punch, and it worked just fine. There is a stamp set that goes with it, so I'm sure if you had the stamp set you would just stamp it and it would be perfect and look great, but I didn't really need that, so I just went with the dies and punched them, and it all worked just fine. So now I'm putting Elizabeth Craft Designs Silk Microfine Glitter in Cool Diamond on these. So I'm just peeling back the adhesive and then putting some glitter on and burnishing it down with my fingers. And then I'll peel the rest of the adhesive off and do the whole rest of it, doing the exact same procedure. So basically like dipping it in the glitter and then burnishing it down really well with my fingers to get a really nice shine and get a really, really good adhesion. And this glitter is amazing for this kind of thing. So I totally love it. And it does lighten up the color just a bit, but not much. It's a very like sparkly iridescent kind of clear. Now to layer my happies together in white, I'm using a quickie glue pen, and I'm just basically like tracing over the letter with the glue pen and then just sticking them one right on top of each other to get them to all stick together. And that gives it a little bit of dimension. It's not quite as thick as like foam tape, for example, but it does like bring it off the page. And I'm going to do that for all 3 of those happies, but I won't make you watch it because it gets a little old after a while. So I'll just show you the pink one there so you get a feel for what I did. And so this is how I'm going to lay it out. You can see I have stamped birthday underneath the last happy. I used that. This is a stamp from the Penny Black A Sweet Day stamp set. It's really cute. And to get the little stitching lines on the top and bottom of my panel, I used the Elizabeth Craft Designs stitched rectangle as like the largest one, and my piece like fit just right so that it would only go on the top and the bottom. So that was perfect. And now I'm using the amazing perfectly plaid rainbow paper, also brand new from Lawn Fawn. I love that plaid paper, and the rainbow is so cool. And so that's my background. And now I'm going to glue down my happies, happy and happy. So I did switch over to my Martha Stewart glue pen for this. The Quickie glue pen seemed to dry too fast to really adhere this thicker piece well to the cardstock. So that's why I switched over to the Martha Stewart glue pen. So something to keep in mind if you have one or both of those. It seems it works. The Quickie works great for gluing the pieces together. It just didn't seem to hold the heavier pieces. So something to keep in mind. And then I just held it down with a block, acrylic block, till it was dry. And of course, what is a happy birthday card without some sequins? Well, you know, you have to have sequins. So I grabbed some Pretty Pink Posh Summer Mix sequins, which are those pink, blue, and yellow. And then I have some larger, like sort of clear iridescent-y ones that I got, I think, at Michael's, that I added in here and there just to finish off the card. And I'm using Ranger Multimedia Matte to hold those down, and that adheres really well, and it holds forever. And there you go, and you can see how glittery and fun and super cute and really colorful it is, if I do say so myself. I mean, it's such a cute stamp set. I mean, Lawn Fawn is always so cute, right? I mean, who doesn't love Lawn Fawn? But of course I had to use them because I just couldn't resist. So darn cute. And that is the project for today. I hope it gave you a little inspiration. Now, there is a supply list linked in the video description below and on my blog if you're interested in anything that I used today. I am one person away from 1,000 subscribers, so if there's anybody out there who has yet to subscribe, I would be so appreciative if you would subscribe to my channel. That would make my day. And I always love to hear from you, so if you have any suggestions, ideas, comments, please let me know. Leave me a comment below. Here are a couple more videos that I've done in the past using Lawn Fawn stamp sets, as I mentioned, and I'm sure you know they are so cute, so how can you resist? If you're interested in either one of those, you can click on those now. Thanks so much. Have a great day.